hear the voices inside my head. See voices behind the wall, uplifting the underdog. We fighting above the law.
You guys hear me? Hold on. Let's try something here. Okay. Hey, Leslie, Mike, Tommy, Monique. Hi, Anita. Carrie. Hey, Danny. Good to see you again. Cool Gamer. Always good to see you. Joy in my heart. My grandson helped me set this up the other day. He told me there are channel rules. I'm on my phone doing this, but I can't seem to find the rules. Can anyone help me, please? I'm not sure. Maybe he made rules for you. Channel rules. I think it's to just act adult-like, have your opinions, but don't be an asshole, perhaps? I'm not sure. I don't know what... Was it your son, your grandson? Ask him his rules of you having your, your account. Hey, Heidi Moon. Hey, Dees. When Evil entered. Dolly missed court warrant out. Now stop it. He did not. No. For real? I mean, I trust you when you say it when Evil entered. But, damn. Wow. Dolly has a warrant. I actually can't even laugh about that. I mean, court for what? For the harassment on the girl outside Billy's? Yes, he got arrested. Shut up. Ask Benny. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me call my brother. I didn't hear of this. You know, we're all busy doing our things, and then we have our real lives too, so let me call my brother. I have them saved in my phone. I have hubby-san, like Danielson, and brother-son. Brother-son. I love Cobra Kai and Karate Kid way too much. That's cool. I'll tell him we're live. Don't worry. He's live? Oh, is he? I didn't know that. You want that confirmed? It isn't about the case, but I still want to call. He might not answer though. He's live. Okay. Yeah, I'd want that confirmed too. Okay. If anyone, tell him to call me while live. I don't care. Okay. You're looking. Well, damn, we may have to do a hot topics later. But honestly, I don't know if I don't. Hey, stop it! The cats are miserable today fighting. Like, Chubbs is just not a happy camper today. Nope, still nothing. Lucia's blocked. What the fuck? Okay. Let's get to what this show is about then. That's interesting. Okay. Wow. All right. So in my feed, Dolly Vision's a victim. Oh shit, did he do that? Okay, well, hold up. Wait a minute. We'll get to that then. I want to talk about this case that came through my feed. I've seen a few people share it on the community posts, but not really anyone covering it. In fact, the news person or the news source that I saw it on in 2 days only had 506 views. So I was like, what the heck? So this case is, I would say, considered closed because the suspect was killed by police, suicide by cop, if you will. He traveled from Virginia to San Bernardino, California. This gentleman pretended to be, hey, Thor, hey, Vexing, Tommy, everyone coming in, all my mods, my members, just subscribers and haters. Welcome and thank you. So he was catfishing a 15-year-old girl, and he was a state trooper, Virginia state trooper. Now, he was catfishing this 15-year-old girl in what they're calling sex extort. And when we'll pull that up here together, it is labeled as, we're going to say the naughty G word, grooming, because we're not going to sugarcoat shit around here, right? We never have. So he was actually he's charged. Well, he's passed now. He was shot by the police, but he was grooming her. And he drove there to do harm. I believe he tried to kidnap her, but while he did so, he killed grandma, grandpa, and I think mom and dad. This happened in California. Let's pull up. I'm going to pull up an article we'll read, and then I've got a couple videos that I'll pull up as well. We're going to do this. Give me 1 minute here. I see people are texting me and stuff. I'm not going to look right now. Sorry. Oh, that's not what I wanted. All right, share screen. Sometimes my sound goes weird when I share screen. Let me know if that happens. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Mark, aka Mr. Cher, did buy a new cord for the microphone, but do you, Anita? Karma is real. That was pretty much insta karma right there. Hi, Denise. Digging into more. I didn't see your first comment. Grandma, grandpa, and mom. Okay, Corrine. Did you view the family's news interview? Hey, Frankie. Hello, everyone coming in. Hi, Mary. Let me just troll back through the... Okay. Oh, hi, Shannon. I saw you texted too. I'll look at it after. Sorry, y'all. I'm easily distracted. Okay, let's share screen. Here we go. And let's pull this up. Okay. Oh, do we have this? Okay, well, let's
actions, please use us as a reference.
The hope that one horrific tragedy may help prevent another. Erin McLaughlin, NBC News.
Okay. Sextortion drove an ex-Virginia trooper's catfishing of a teenage girl and killing her mother and grandparents in Southern California last week, police said on Wednesday. So police believe Austin Lee Edwards, 28, a former trooper with the Virginia State Police who was working for the Washington County Sheriff's Office, portrayed himself as a 17-year-old online to engage with the girl who lived in Riverside, California. Riverside Police Chief Larry Gonzalez said at a news conference. Edwards had traveled from Virginia to Riverside and was killed in a shootout with the police. This was yet another horrific reminder of the predators existing online who prey on our children, Gonzalez said. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Forgive me if I'm not. Gonzalez said sextortion includes grooming children with the goal of having sexual conversations online, trading sexually explicit photos to use or possibly sell, or even meeting in person. This type of victimization takes place across every platform: social media, messaging apps, gaming platforms, etc., he said. And he ain't lying. So if this is another reason why I wanted to cover it, is awareness, reminders, awareness. Common methods of facilitating it, Gonzalez told reporters, include grooming tactics such as sexual conversation or role-playing, asking for or sharing sexually explicit images, developing a rapport through compliments, discussing shared interests, and liking their online posts, pretending to be younger, and offering or providing incentives for a continued relationship, such as alcohol, drugs, lodging, transportation, or even food. It was not immediately clear where online the catfishing took place or which of those tactics, if any, Edwards used beyond pretending to be a 17-year-old boy. A Riverside police spokesman did not immediately respond to follow-up inquiries. Michelle Blandon, 43, the girl's aunt, told reporters Wednesday the girl is 15 years old. Wynick is the sister of the girl's late mother, Brooke, and the daughter of the girl's late grandparents, Mark and Sherry. The girl is in custody of Child Protective Services and receiving trauma counseling, a friend of the family has said. Police said they are not describing it as a kidnapping at this point. Okay, so they're not describing it as a kidnapping. I've been saying he went there to kidnap, but we'll see. This is just one article. I believe it did change to he was going to kidnap her. We don't know yet if she was threatened, coerced. Riverside Police spokesperson Ryan told reporters, adding that officials have no reason to believe she was involved in planning or carrying out the fire or the murders. Police are also investigating what Edwards' intention was with the girl after the fire and murders. Officials have not released the cause of death, and autopsies still need to be conducted. Who said police have no reason to believe he used a firearm to kill the victims. It was very disturbing. We want to be delicate with family members, how we describe to them, and how it's described to the public, how 3 loved ones were found, he added. It was obvious they were murdered. We do know that. I'm sure I'm not saying this right. The Wynick's bodies were discovered after officers were called to Riverside's LA Sierra South neighborhood just after 11 a.m. on November 25th. They were conducting a welfare check on a girl who appeared to be distressed as she was getting into a red Kia Soul with a man. So kidnapping, yeah, he was about to do that, in my opinion. While officers were responding, police began to get calls about a structural fire just a few houses away. The Riverside Fire Department arrived at the residence to find a fire on the first floor. When firefighters entered, they discovered 3 adults lying on the ground, police said. Their bodies were pulled outside where it was determined they were victims of an apparent homicide, the police department said, adding that firefighters were able to put the fire out. Edwards was accused of driving off with the girl after the killings. Authorities tracked his car down several hours later as he was driving with her through San Bernardino County in unincorporated area of Kelso. When San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies caught up to Edwards, he fired gunshots at them before he was fatally shot by at least 1 deputy, police said. Edwards was pronounced dead at the scene. A spokesperson for Virginia State Police said Edwards entered its academy on July 6, 2021, and graduated as a trooper January 21st. He was assigned to Henrico County, which is within the Richmond Division, before he resigned in October. Okay, so why do you think, so a resignation, did he get caught doing something wrong and they told him to resign or whatever? Like, I never know with these establishments when someone resigns. A lot of times you'll see that there is a paper trail to these individuals that the police department's just like, let them resign, let them do whatever, let them just get out of here. Let's just wash our hands of this and get him out of here, before something bad happens. So he resigned in October. Washington County Sheriff's Office said in a news release Monday that officials hired Edwards on November 16th and that he had recently began orientation to be assigned to the patrol division. A spokesperson for Washington County Sheriff's Office did not immediately respond to a question about his title with the office. Blandon and Gonzalez urged parents Wednesday to talk to their children about the dangers of talking to strangers online. Please, parents, guardians, when you're talking to your children about dangers of their online actions, please use as a reference, he said. Tell our story to help your parenting, not out of fear, but of example of something that did happen. Wow. That's a lot. Sierra Ave, no shit, my cousin has video of this. He lives off the road. He lives right by there in Riverside. Wow. Always trust your gut. It's hard to trust anyone in the world, especially nowadays. Be safe. Right. Very dangerous in this world. Hi, Mandy TNT. Hi, Britt. Why he resigned. I want to know more. So if y'all are digging, I'm interested because he was fresh on the force and then resigned so quickly. Why? And clearly got picked up somewhere else. So, and again, November this just happened. What are we on? About 2 weeks ago, November 25th. So Wednesday, I believe, is 2 weeks. He had all his windows blacked out, just bought house unseen, just wanted pics of basement. He planned something sinister. Yeah, I did hear a little bit about that, which is why I keep saying he planned on kidnapping her and resigned. I mean, I'd love to know a little bit more. Hopefully people will speak out, but I bet he was caught doing something. In my opinion, he took that sort of placement to do exactly what he did. How was that not always planned? So why did he resign from one, get picked up on another? We know that the police need people. They're not getting paid very much. Look at Hawkins County. I mean, you get paid almost as much for flipping burgers at McDonald's as you do putting your life in jeopardy working for Hawkins County these days as being a sheriff or a police officer. You know what I mean? How do you become a trooper in 2 weeks? Casey, Now let's find some news video.
Hotel brands, one loyalty program that lets you guest how you guest.
Chilling new details about the murders of Mark Winnick and Sherry Winnick, both in their 60s, and their 38-year-old daughter, Brooke. The bodies found Friday morning after a fire broke out in their Riverside home. Around the same time, police officers were dispatched to do a welfare check after a girl who appeared distressed was seen getting into a red Kia with a man near the family's home.
Wow.
Detectives have identified that man
Look at
as
him.
28-year-old Austin Lee Edwards of North Chesterfield, Virginia.
Look at this. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we know why he resigned. That was their way out of just washing their hands of him, in my opinion. Some people just look exactly like what they're charged with. I don't know if that makes sense or if that makes me mean. I don't give a fuck. But oh shit. Interesting. Okay.
Virginia.
We had, a grandmother, grandfather, and a mother of this teen murdered by this suspect who travels from across the country for most likely would be the sexual exploitation of this teenager.
100%.
Police believe Edwards lured Brooke Winnick's teenage daughter into an online relationship.
What happened here in terms of the catfishing, as they call it, that common practice of online deception where you're pretending to be someone else.
Detectives say Edwards, who recently worked for the Virginia State Police, traveled from Virginia to Riverside and parked near the Winnick's home. They believe he murdered her family before leaving with the teen.
Wow.
Hours later, his vehicle was spotted in San Bernardino County in the area of Kelso. Investigators say Edwards was killed during a gun battle after firing shots at deputies. The teenager was not injured.
This is just a very tragic example of how dangerous those interactions can be.
Devastated neighbors and relatives mourning the deaths of the family members during a candlelight vigil.
I just want everybody to know how loving they were. They don't deserve this.
Wow. Stop it.
New
Oh my God,
IHG
yo.
One
It won't stop. Sorry.
Rewards, 17 hotel brands, one
Damn
loyalty
it.
program.
Okay. Wow, this is crazy. Okay. Okay, let's go here. Hi, Britt. Hey, Tommy. Queen Bella. Oh, no, she'll never. No, that's. I feel for that poor girl. That's for sure. Gotta love the ads. Right, fixing. I didn't grow up with this. not like this. I mean, we had newspapers, but we sure as shit didn't have the social media. And I'm grateful for that now. I wasn't grateful for that like in my past. I was like, well, what the hell? Like, I have a story to tell too. Like, how come, you know what I mean? Like, I always did wonder, like, well, and that's what kind of made me always wonder. But at that time, there was no social media. Like, when I'm going through shit in 80s and 90s, there was none of that. And I am very blessed that there wasn't, because could you imagine? I don't think that would be useful to me whatsoever. It'd be more damaging. I'd get a lot more hate than I do now. She had problems before. Well, she thought she was speaking to a 17-year-old guy. I'm not sure the problems before. We'll pull that up. Here, let's see this one. Let's watch this one. Goodbye. Is it a video? All right, hold up. Wait a minute. I could have swore it was supposed to be a video.
In Los Angeles, we show you all of these nighttime skyline shots from around the country and around the world. We're going to stay in for our next story. It's a bizarre story. It's a tragic story. It's a story you probably will be shocked to hear more about. This Virginia police officer catfished a teen girl, traveled all the way to California, and ended up...
He didn't make that trip. Yeah, like you all said, with, you know, not sinister intentions in mind. First of all, he knew what he was doing was wrong. Nana's love. Hey, beautiful. I'm going to be updating everyone tonight. I'm going to be speaking a little bit about the craziness going around with Summer Wells, and update on all of the amazing things that you and your loved ones have been doing in Quentin's honor during this time.
Murdering members of her family. I know it sounds almost too unbelievable to be true. We're joined right now by Fox 11 Los Angeles reporter Haley Winslow.
I don't think it, at this point, nothing's shocking to me anymore. So I don't think that anything's too much to believe it's true at this point, you know, especially when I believe in corruption of multiple establishments. But yeah. Hey, Vexing. Hey, Thor, my mods. Melanie G, has the girl been found? Yes, she's in protective custody. Yep. Or she's in, yeah, they said she's in like CPS care or something like that. Wherever she is, that's not our business. I just hope that she I wish her well. And I hope that they will be taking care of her, because you can't tell me that poor girl does not need extensive mental care after this kind of tragedy and trauma. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. But I wish her well, and I hope that she will be able to use this and help others one day. Praying for her and her family, absolutely.
She's outside of the home, I believe, of the family. Haley, what more do we know? Walk our viewers through this. This is the first some of them have heard of this.
Andrew, the details of this will just break your heart. I mean, it is absolutely gut-wrenching. This is the home where the fire happened and where the triple homicide happened. And friends came by earlier today to light the candles again as the sun disappeared into the night. This is still a crime scene investigation, one of 3. And next door, the lady had...
One of 3 for what this asshole's done. One of 3. Unbelievable.
Just taken her turkey out of the refrigerator the day after Thanksgiving, walked in the backyard for a second and saw the smoke in the back of the house, and went to the front and saw flames coming out. That's when she called 911 on her next door neighbors, who she says were more like family, the most loving people, she said, you could ever meet.
This son of a that did this. He just has.
Oh, we're not gonna blank you out, honey. This son of a bitch that did this, okay? They're gonna silence you and bleep that out. You can say that. We can say that on Voices Behind the Wall. Let her say that son of a bitch, because she is right. That son of a bitch. Okay? Don't you silence this poor woman because of ratings.
No clue what he took away from this world.
For more than 20 years, they were next door neighbors, and the best kind.
Every neighborhood needs a Winnick family because they just were the all-American, loving, caring, supporting family that you can ever ask for.
Early afternoon, the day after Thanksgiving, Riverside police say Sheriff's Deputy Austin Lee.
That right there, to me, I want to know. We'll probably never know why he was resigned or whatever, just October, November, like several weeks before what he done. Interesting, right? So in October he resigned. November he got picked up by Virginia and became a trooper within 2 weeks, and then this happened. Why is the young girl still in custody of California Department of Children's Services when she has family members available? I wish I could answer that, but I don't have any. I can't answer that. I don't know, but there's a lot that goes into that. I'm sure that she has to be questioned on more. Like they said, they don't believe she had any parts of planning of these murders, or so they could be. They're still investigating this, is what I assume. Hey, Pantera, unique trauma obsessed. He does look creepy as fuck. And she probably lost her mind. Yeah. BW, it's a fair question. I just don't know how to answer it. I think it's still an open investigation, you know.
Lee Edwards out of Virginia brutally murdered Mark, Sherry, and their 38-year-old daughter, Brooke Winnick, then set their Price Court home on fire.
It was a very disturbing crime scene. This guy is, or was, a monster. This guy's a pedophile. He's an online predator.
Detectives say he was after Brooke's 15-year-old daughter, home at the time. He'd met her online and drove his car across the country to meet her with.
Okay, Brooke's 15-year-old. Okay, so it's mom, grandma, and grandpa who were killed. Now, setting the fire for what? To clear evidence? I don't know. Like, why set it? Like, I don't know why. Like, this dude. She should be better off with family versus foster family, which would be jumping from frying pan into the fire. I agree with that. It depends how well did she really know the other family? Did they ever have a connection? All of that goes into it. Does the girl feel comfortable with those family members too? Yeah, I get what you're saying, BW. Yeah, it's crazy, Nana's love. Hoping it looked like a fire killed them. That's what I think, Queen Bella. Yeah, so they could be possibly still investigating, because the one article said that they don't believe that she had anything to do with the murders and stuff like that. Saying I don't believe and she did not are two different things, right? So, I mean, I can't speak on that. I don't know. Maybe they're just making sure she's getting proper therapy right now or whatever. I'm not sure. It could also be, again, the connections that she has with the certain family members, and maybe there's multiple family members fighting over taking her or something like that. Not sure. So we will be watching this as it keeps unfolding, though. Cotton Candy Boobs, hey sis. Yeah, it's terrible. Hey Zena, it's terrible, Billy Joe, what happened. But I don't think that the 15-year-old planned this, because she didn't even know that the kid was 17 or not 17. She thought she was talking to a 17-year-old boy and she's 15. So that's pretty normal. But he was 28. Right. So I don't think that I think she is absolutely 100% a victim and not a suspect so far as what we have seen. So just pray for her and pray for her remaining family and loved ones, and even her family that's now passed, because that's harsh, right before, November 21st. That's it was the day after Thanksgiving. So fuck. Wow.
Ill intentions. They say he was catfishing, pretending
Yeah,
to be
she didn't
somebody
know.
else. In this case, a teenage boy, when in fact he was 28.
The online deception, catfishing, other techniques happens daily. It's probably going on right now somewhere in the country, in our county. As much as being a parent isn't fun sometimes, I have been there, you've got to check their devices, put filters, have parental controls on these things.
Parked in another neighbor's driveway, they left. That woman who described the girl as in distress gave police his license plate. Officers tracked them down halfway to Vegas and say during the pursuit, Edwards lost.
So there answers your question, BW. How did Ellie get her from him? I knew that they tracked him down, so he did take her. They did leave and was found, I think they said several hours away. I'm not sure how far away, but yeah, they were found in a different area several hours later. Luckily, like they said, a neighbor gave the license plate to the police, and they tracked his red Kia Soul car, and he was then shot and killed. So I'm not sure. I've been calling it suicide by cop. I may be wrong with that, because he did have a house with a basement ready and blacked out windows and stuff like that. So you can't ignore that either. You know what I mean? How did he even pass the psychological part to be part of a PD? Listen, where everyone's like, trust the law, trust the police, blah, blah, blah. In a lot of cases, small areas and even big areas, like, people ain't signing up for them jobs for such little pay anymore. We hear Ronnie Lawson tell all the time he can't keep policing because all the neighboring counties pay more an hour than what they pay, so nobody wants to work in Hawkins County. So maybe it's something like that, where they really need people in there, so they're not vetting the people they're putting in there. That's where we get this type of shit. Very close call for the young girl. Exactly. So thank God for those neighbors who were smart, vigilant, and took immediate action, because they did save her life, in my opinion. Who knows if he would have gotten another 5 minutes with her or something, 2 minutes. Who knows if the neighbors didn't think to take the license plate,
Lost control while shooting at police and their chopper. The girl managed to escape to safety, and police returned fire and killed him. Edwards had worked for 2 law enforcement departments in Virginia with no priors or marks against his name.
We don't even feel comfortable affiliating him with law enforcement, because that's not what someone in law enforcement is about.
He left.
All right, but tell me, convince me that law enforcement didn't know that he was in 2 different agencies, why he resigned in October and was picked up in November somewhere else. I know how you all know how this goes. Resigned, why? How? You know how there's shady shit that happens, but establishments will be like, just resign. Like the one nurse, a documentary I watched, like that male nurse who went in, and he was for like years, he was putting shit in the patient's IV bags, and they were dying. Like, people who were supposed to make full recoveries all of a sudden pass away and stuff, because he was scanning the meds out of the drawer and injecting them in their IV bags and stuff. That he was allowed to resign multiple times and continue going into hospitals and doing what he's doing, because they care more about what it looks like and how they all look. So you just resign, get out of here. We wash our hands clear of you. You're not our problem no more. Call me crazy all you want. That shit happens every day, as long as it's going to save face for some establishment. So absolutely, High Priestess, I believe the family should be taking some action here. He had to stop listening for a few days, couldn't handle it, was afraid his stepmom was going to do, though. Then hear what happened completely messed me up. Aw. Teachers too, yes, everywhere. Cops, teachers, nurses, doctors, all these places you'll see, well, they retired or they what's it called here? Not retired, resigned, whatever. And then they're somewhere else fucking with people's lives. They shouldn't be allowed to have resignations. They should be called out for exactly what they done. Period.
A community torn apart, 3 family members dead, and a young girl who will likely never be the same.
This bastard come out here.
No, not likely. It's not she will likely never be the same. She will never be the same. Point blank, period. That young 15-year-old girl who lost her mom, her grandma, her grandpa, and was about kidnapped, and who knows what else was going to happen to her, will never be the same. Drop the, I don't know, she might not never. She will never be the same again. And unfortunately, it's my opinion, she will never be the same again because law enforcement agencies failed her. They failed to put truth out there, to wash their own hands clean of a pedophile. And I've seen, there's another cop I seen where they actually let him, same thing, you're going to resign, same thing. He was giving alcohol and meeting up with minor girl and all that. And they caught him. They let that officer come back to work and then interrogated him where he fucking lied. But they found like rape kits out in the trunk of his cop car. Hi, Chris. Boy Scout leaders, pastors, predators, everywhere. They take those jobs of where women and children and humans in general are going to be trusting. We don't think we can't trust our pastor. We don't think we can't trust the congregation. We don't think we can't trust a cop or a state trooper. We're supposed to call them for help, right? We don't think we can't trust a doctor or a nurse. We're not built that way. That's not what the establishment all brainwashed us to believe. We've been brainwashed to put full trust in these certain people within these certain establishments. And it's these people and establishments that keep this kind of shit happening. CPS, courts, judges, attorneys. All they care about is fucking money and saving face and making sure that they don't look bad in the public or lose money or funding or whatever else. And that's bullshit.
And did this to them unnecessarily. There's no...
Thank God for this neighbor. Some have been calling a nosy neighbor. Glad she was nosy. I'm glad someone didn't recognize that car and thought to take the license plate. From now on, people, don't bitch about nosy neighbors. Thank them. Bring them a goddamn gift basket or something and say thank you. Anything out of place, you let us know, because we probably need to go back. Bring it back to the olden days. But even then, that's kind of fucked up because the neighborhood watch, I'm suspicious of, just going to say, because again, we're meant to trust these people in our neighborhood. But there's a few in Minnesota that'll have that up in their window. But I don't even have to say, right?
No reason for it. None. I just can't make sense of it. I'm going to miss them so much. I'm really going to miss their love and their compassion for people.
Aww.
There is a GoFundMe set up in the Winneck family's name that you can contribute to if you feel so inclined. And the really other disturbing part of all of this, Andrew, is that Riverside Police...
Can we find that GoFundMe? I'll share that GoFundMe. I have no problem sharing that GoFundMe. I'd like to do so in a community post. I encourage other... I thought my camera was off, so I'm staring at my phone in the chat down there, but I realized I turned my camera on. Sorry, guys. But if we can find that, I'll share it out for sure. Yeah. I'll look for it after this as well. But if someone can find that for me, we'll share it and we can drop it in the chat as well.
Here think that there very well may be more teenage victims, either in Virginia, California, really anywhere across the country, and they are looking into that with a fine-tooth comb. They have this scene, they have the officer-involved shooting scene, and then, of course, the trail online. Reporting live in Riverside, I'm Haley Winslow. Back to you, Andrew.
Yeah, Haley, just a couple of questions. What do we know about maybe some of this suspect's family back in Virginia? Has any of his friends spoken out? Do we know anything from that side of this? Are they reacting to this? No doubt.
No doubt.
I did ask police about that today, and they don't know of any family that's come forward yet. He worked for the state trooper. He was a trooper, and then he also worked for the Washington County Sheriff's Office. He was a deputy. Sorry, this neighbor's trying to come out right now. They've been going through a lot and are being very kind with the media in their cul-de-sac for the last few days. It's been really hard on this neighborhood, and thankfully we've met some amazing people here, but it's been, as you can imagine, so hard on this community. They have lived here for 22 years.
Wow.
And the next door neighbor grew up with the 15-year-old girl and grew up with her parents. And I mean, talk about just heartbreaking. Listening to her today and really getting to know her today, it's been really hard on them. But no family from the Edwards side of things has come forward yet. There is still so much unknown. I will say, though, Riverside Police did say that they do believe that he would have done some bad things to the 15-year-old girl as well if she hadn't managed to escape.
Do we know where she is tonight? Is she staying with family?
She's in protective custody. I can't imagine what she's going through or how she'll ever recover from this. But she is in the color guard at the local high school here, Arlington High School, and her grandfather was a softball coach at that same high school.
Oh my gosh.
And it's going to be really hard on all the kids that go to school there. I'm sure they're reaching out to her for support, but the neighborhood here as well. Really, this whole Riverside community, it's a big community. It's pretty torn up about this. It's so wild, and it's going to be really hard on all the kids and her grandfather from this. But she is in the color guard at the local high school here, Arlington High School, and her grandfather was a softball coach at that same high school. And it's going to be really hard on all the kids that go to school there. I'm sure they're reaching out to her for support.
So the entire family was a huge staple in the community. I'm going to give Washington County, Virginia a call really quick here. I'm going to mute for a second. I'm curious, why the hell did he resign? Being patched through to sheriff. Okay. All right. Just left I spoke with the officer, answered the phone, asked my question. They said they're going to patch me through with the sheriff. So I got his voicemail, left my information, and I simply just said, I'm not sure if you can discuss it, but I'm curious why he resigned in October, because several weeks later, we know what he has publicly done. So left my information. We'll follow up on this and see what's going on. It doesn't matter. He did die from shootout with the cops, but there's a lot more to learn here. Like the officers were saying, to bring more awareness, especially with all of us. We're on social media as adults. Look at the craziness. Can you imagine the kids? And for me, I got to go through most of my childhood without internet. Okay, no internet, no cell phones, no social media, no Facebook, not even a goddamn MySpace. Okay, like Shira. So he resigned from Virginia State Police in October. He had been hired by Washington County in November. Right. I want to know, why did he resign though? I'm aware he resigned in October. I'm aware he was hired in Virginia in November. Why did he resign though? Was it because he got the job in there? Why did he take that job there and then just a couple of weeks later resign to go to, like, I want to know why. I don't think I've seen that, Peaches. So I think we'll do an open panel tomorrow. I'm going to read more into this. And then if people want to dig more into this, and then we can do same time tomorrow, maybe call state police. I just did that. Were you here? I turned everything off. I didn't do it live because I'd like to tell people, by the way, I'm live or I'm recording or whatever. But I mean, I just did that. I know. I called. I asked. I know what I'm doing. But thank you, Sipping Shine. We'll get there. I left a message. I know when sergeant on sheriff department that I dated who was narcissist resigned, it was only because it was either resign or be fired. And a lot of times you will find that to save face and all that. Yeah. Yeah, Britt, I want to hear it. We got to hear it from the horse's mouth, right? So let's, everybody, if you want to study more of this, I think we should do an open panel tomorrow and kind of, it's good for awareness. Let me pull up again. Austin Lee Edwards. All right. Here's another. Oh, TMZ. Okay. Killer blacked out windows of new home purchased days before killing and abduction. Can I make this bigger? I mean, yeah, he really did. Huh. Okay. Am I sharing? Okay. We're learning more about the sickening triple murder of a 15-year-old girl's family and the possible fate she faced. You guys notice in the articles we've been reading and the videos we've pulled up, they aren't saying the victim's name like that. I noticed that. So we're learning more about the sickening triple murder of a 15-year-old girl's family and the possible fate she faced if her abductor would have gotten her back to his home across the country. Real estate records reveal Austin Lee Edwards paid $80,000 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house in Saltville, Virginia on November 14th. He just bought the house a week before. 8 days. 8 It says 11 days, but this happened on November 22nd, 14, 21, 22, the day after Thanksgiving. When is Thanksgiving? The 21st? No, the 24th. Was the 24th Thanksgiving? I never know. I'm sorry. Either way, okay, 11 days. It's still bad. 11 days before killing 3 people. Yeah, so he definitely was kidnapping her. I wasn't wrong about that feeling. Okay. He paid $80,000 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom house in Southville, Virginia on November 14th, just 11 days before killing 3 people in Riverside, California. Unbelievable. Wow. Ugh, why does it keep doing that? We spoke with neighbors who tell us Edwards almost immediately blacked out the windows of the home with car tint. We've obtained photos showing it was next to impossible to see what was inside that home. One of the neighbors tell us they had a brief conversation with Edwards, who said he chose to move there to get out of Richmond, Virginia. They also said Edwards wore a trench coat when he went to the water department to turn on his utilities, which they thought was odd. Okay. What the freak? Dude, why? (11/15/2022). Okay, so whoo, 9 days before. So he bought the house 11 days, 9 days. Here he is setting up the water and shit in a trench coat, allegedly. Okay. As for his possessions, we're told Edwards didn't appear to have much, barely any furniture. We know cops have been active on the property over the last few days, removing evidence bags as they search his home. Cops say Edwards killed the 15-year-old girl's mother and grandparents before setting their house on fire and then abducted the young girl. He was later caught in a police chase after one of the grandparents' neighbors called 911, which ended in a shootout where Edwards was killed. Cops say Edwards connected with the girl after catfishing her, pretending to be a 17-year-old boy. You have to wonder what sick fate this 15-year-old could have faced if Edwards was successful in getting her from California to Virginia, especially given the fact he wanted to hide whatever was going to happen inside his brand new house. Whoa. That's scary. Thank the Lord for the grandparents' neighbors. Thank the Lord for those neighbors who are actually that girl's hero. That's a hero. Not Jody Sue. Okay? Not Danny Youngkin. Those neighbors. Whichever ones of them. Probably the ones we saw crying. Wow. That's a hero. That's what a hero looks like. They saved that little girl. Unfortunately, she did lose family, but we did not lose her. Wow. You have to be aware of what's going on around you. I mean, dude put black car tint on his windows. What the actual fuck? That shit should have been reported immediately, by the way. Like, who? Okay. Aww. Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry. Totally off topic, but Billy Joe's been sending me pictures, and I just saw a freaking life-size nutcracker. And I don't know if y'all know me, but I love the nutcrackers. I used to collect nutcrackers. I was a troubled child and burnt them all because some of them my mom gave me, some of them my grandma gave me. Yeah, anyway, I have no nutcrackers now. But anyways, sorry, totally off topic. But we don't know. The cops said they set a fire, but I believe if you rewind back to the beginning of this, and I am going to end this shortly because I'll be live this evening and I want this to be more full of information than anything else. So you guys can take it. Other creators, please take it, share it around, put your commentary on, do your research. Tomorrow, this time, I'd like to do an open panel to further discuss this and maybe we have some more answers. Perhaps the other police department will have gotten back to me. I'm not expecting them to give any real answers, probably just that we can't talk about that or whatever. Thanks for calling. If they even call back at all. This can't be the creep's first time. There's no way it's his first time. We just heard them say that they're looking into the possibilities of other victims of his. Now, I want to be fair here. Let me share this again. In looking at this man, in looking at him, he doesn't seem like, I don't know honestly how he became a state trooper, because just looking at him, I can tell he's not mentally all there. I have to be real and my thoughts and opinions, and I'm not trying to be mean, but this man does not, he does not, even there, here, like he does not look stable. No, perhaps they should have to do like mental evaluations before getting a position in police departments, you would think, because this guy did not. There's no freaking way. You can't tell me he did. There's no way.
Of parts. Hey, Dave.
Yep. Wait.
How are those new wipers?
Yeah. All right. Let's give them their ad money because I'm too cheap.
So breaking, a former Virginia state trooper allegedly kidnapped a California teenager and
Not allegedly. He kidnapped her, okay?
Killed her family. 28-year-old Austin Edwards of North Chesterfield was later shot and killed by officers. Our Brendan King spoke to California police about this bizarre and tragic case. Brendan joins us now live to share what he found out. Brendan?
Well, right now, Cheryl, this story is making national headlines. Virginia State Police tell us the suspected shooter served as a trooper right here in Metro Richmond for about 10 months before he resigned in October. And then he got a job in the Washington County Sheriff's Office. They tell me they hired him on November 16th, just 10 days before this triple murder.
Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, hold on, wait, hold up, wait a minute.
Austin Lee Edwards.
Hold, stop. Okay, wait. He was at the other place for 10 months and then resigned on November. They hired him on November 16th, 10 days before this. He did not resign after 10 months from the other place with nothing. No. Or he did resign knowing what he had planned because he talked to this girl and wanted to get closer. But if I had to put money on it, and if I was a rich girl, I would. There's something that they're hiding. There's a paper trail. There's something that's being hidden here to help establishment save face. You can smell that shit 10 miles away. Holy cow.
A former Virginia State Police trooper and Washington County, Virginia Sheriff's Office employee died in a shootout with SWAT outside of Los Angeles on Friday, according to Riverside, California police. Detectives say the 28-year-old from North Chesterfield drove 2,600 miles cross-country to the home of a teenage girl he met online. The man deceived the young girl, police said, also known as catfishing. They say Edwards pretended to be someone else to develop a relationship with the girl. At some point, officers say he murdered the Winnick family, the teen's grandparents and mother, before kidnapping the girl.
Austin Lee Edwards, Division 1, Henrico.
CBS 6 covered Edwards' graduation from the Virginia State Police Academy back in January. A spokesperson says he was hired and entered into the academy in July 2021 and was entered into the academy in July 2021 back in January. A spokesperson says he was hired and entered into the academy.
Look at him right there. He just looks miserable.
in July 2021 and was assigned to cover Henrico County when he graduated. He resigned on October 28th, but BSP would not say why.
But I've known her over 22 years, and they're just...
All right, that right there. Okay, that right there just alarms me even more. He resigned, but we cannot say why. So they're not going to tell me why he resigned. We know that right now. But all right, we're rewinding.
Kidnapping the girl.
Austin Lee Edwards, Division 1, Henrico.
CBS 6 covered Edwards' graduation from the Virginia State Police Academy back in January. A spokesperson says he was hired and entered into the academy in July 2021 and was assigned to cover Henrico County when he graduated. He resigned on October 28th, but BSP would not say why.
But I've known her over 22 years, and they're just loving. And this is just terrible. I just can't even imagine.
Over the weekend, loved ones held a candlelight vigil for the victims, who police say were found dead inside their burning home. 69-year-old Mark Winnick, 65-year-old Sherry Winnick, and 38-year-old Brooke Winnick, as this neighborhood tries to understand why.
It should not have happened, and especially to them. You know, I mean, they love their kids. They love their grandbabies. You know, they're just a wholesome family. I can't say that enough.
Just a wholesome family, she says. Well, Riverside Police in California tell me that they're working with the Virginia law enforcement to see if Edwards has allegedly talked to any other underage individuals. Well, from all the heartbreak and sorrow, Cheryl, the teen girl was unarmed, and she is now in custody with protect.
Oh, there's other victims out there. And I don't like that they're not going to say why he's resigning, because that tells this conspiracy mind they knew. There's a trail to this. They knew. To say that that 15-year-old girl was failed is an understatement. I'm going to end it right there. We'll do this again tomorrow. We'll do open panel tomorrow. Tonight, I'm going to discuss a few things I've seen going around in the Summer Wells case, all of the productions that people, and some of the people that I actually like and I don't want to see fall into the bullshit, as well as people I used to support using her as leverage in court and shit. I did not like that. It's disgusting. I don't know, reminding a suspect, an unfounded suspect. She'll say witness, we say suspect, whatever. The person who actually admitted on her public profile that she knew that there was drugs being given to Summer and other little girls just, feet away from her residence, and knew that they were being essayed and knew that was going on, but never reported it. And poof, Summer's still gone. Yeah, we're going to talk about her too. 7 o'clock Central Time. So about 5 hours from now. No, it will not be rescheduled. Promise. Hey, Wandering Hearts, but you guys dig some more in this. The place that detective I just called here live is not going to tell us the answer. That just let me know we're not going to get anywhere here, which is very prayers for Lip Lock no more. What happened to Lip Lock? Is she okay? I haven't been on her channel in a while, but I don't like, is she okay? What's happening? Prayers for Lip Lock. Why? Kept the point. Yeah, Rosie May. So we'll do that tonight. But not only that, I'm going to give you some updates. I'm going to make sure which I can post. I will post to community, but I will give you some updates what Billy Joe and Quentin's family and loved ones has been doing during this holiday time to keep their minds busy and to continue keeping Quentin Simon's spirit and name and face alive. So she sent me a bunch of pictures. They have been doing toy drive for Toys for Tots, which they were dropping off today, but now they're going to continue toy drives for foster families in their areas. So if people want to send toys to 535 Buckhalter Road in Savannah, Georgia, and be a part of that leading up to Christmas. They've already talked to who they need to talk to, but they're putting together any toys that they receive after today on is going to be donated to children that are a part of foster families around Georgia. I don't want to say just Savannah, Georgia, the areas like local areas around. So they're doing great things and keeping Quentin's spirit and name and beautiful face alive in his honor. So we'll discuss that, and I will show you some things. I'll make sure. She said just, yeah, they're doing awesome things. Lots of good people out there helping too. Awesome. Okay, so yeah. Really quick, when you have a parent of a child that was kidnapped or harmed, and you have a parent respectfully, actually say, I'm respectfully asking you, since you didn't show my child or even really talk about my child, please don't tag my child. For that person to turn around and then tell Brandy, no, I'm not going to respect your wishes. Crazy. So BJ said if we share pictures and stuff of Quentin, let's show him smiling. Let's show him happy. Let's remember him like that and do him justice like that. And I do not think that that is too much to ask. So let me go through this and double check, just make sure what pictures I can show. You'll find them in my community post, as well as I will show them this evening as we will speak about. There's not much updates right now, but I'll speak a little more and show these. And if anything happens between now and in the next 5 hours in there, we'll discuss that too. So thank you, my mods, my members, subscribers, my haters. Love y'all. And I'll see you in about 5 hours from now. Bye.